Before you fill the form, please watch, study, and understand this video clip very well. It will greatly give you idea on what is expected of you by the organizers and how your application can be accepted. Thank you. Take note of these following advice before you fill the form. Number 1. Take the time to really study and get to know and understand the KIC Projects platform, how it works, why it works that way, and which type of products will succeed. You must educate yourself and do thorough study and research into what the platform is, how it works, and which types of products or ideas are good or bad to apply for on the KIC Projects platform. Number 2, your product or idea must be a very good one. It must be an idea or product for a new invention or a way to improve an existing idea or invention. Number 3, your product or idea must be avoidable and marketable. Number 4, you must have a good and detailed business proposal that will cover areas on how the product or idea will succeed, production, packaging, price, and marketing. Now you are advised to take down notes as you watch the following video clips. We shall meet again at the end of the clips to share notes. Good luck!
Entrepreneurs and innovators and non-profits that build countries, not politicians and not politics. The problem in Nigeria is everybody is waiting for one person to save you. You are your own savior. The private sector creates ideas. The government does only two things: regulate and tax. Societies are changed in the private sector. In any country.
Hello, everyone. The year was 1997, and I made one of the greatest mistakes of my life. I got married as a poor man. I fell to the trap of, I love you the way you are. And that was a trap that trapped me. I suddenly realized later that I love you the way you are does not mean I love you to remain the way you are. I suddenly realized that when a woman tells you I love you the way you are, she's hoping that somewhere along the line your story will change. And if your story refuses to change, our own story about you will change. Why? Because there is no romance without finance. And love is not enough. I should have learned my lesson, but I did not. Then 1998, I made the second greatest mistake of my life. I impregnated my wife. And I was expecting my first child. As the pregnancy was rising, so was my frustration, so was my depression. Because I realized that I could not even take care of myself and the woman that loved me the way I am. Now I'm bringing a child into the world to compound my problem. But in that frustration, I cried out for a change. And that led me to 8 months, one of the most amazing 8 months of my life. For 8 months, I wanted to find out, how do I break free from poverty? And I realized that if you are not informed, you will be deformed. If you are not inspired, you will expire. If you are not updated, you will be outdated. If you are not in the know, you cannot be in the flow. What you know determines how far you go. And those who know rule over those who do not know. So I began to study. I read well over 800 books within 8 months. I was like a madman. I studied the biographies and autobiographies of all the rich and wealthy people on the face of the earth that I could lay my hand on. all because I wanted to change, because I realized that I had to become what I wanted in order to attract what I wanted. A lot of people want things, but they are not ready to become what they want. To be a millionaire, you must first of all be the millionaire, and then you attract the millions. You must be a billionaire before you can attract the billions. But within those 8 months, as a result of that discipline and that sacrifice and that insatiable desire to see myself transform, I became somebody else. Even though physically the funds were not there, but internally I was a different person. And that is why I'm here today to talk to you about the role of personal development in maximizing your possibilities in life. Every normal human being that I know wants to be the best version of themselves. Every normal human being that I know wants to maximize their possibilities in life. But not many of them are willing to pay the price to see that become a reality. Not many of them are willing to make personal development a core curriculum of their life, a core pursuit of their life, so that they can end up becoming what they desire to become. Guess what? Dreams without action ends up as a nightmare. So one thing that I've come to realize is if you want to maximize your possibilities in life, you must take personal development serious. You must make personal development a core area of your life, and you must be intentional, you must be specific, you must be consistent about personal development. In the world that we live in today, a lot of people are not willing to take responsibility for their life and responsibilities for the outcome of their life. They are always looking for who to blame, because all over the world, the excuses are the trademarks of failures. When people succeed, they take responsibility. When they fail, they shift blame. Many people are students in our world today, and in this part of the world, when the student passes, they say, "Oh, I passed." But when they fail, "They failed me. The lecturer failed me." Why? Because we are always trying to blame somebody for what we are going through. You need to understand that personal development is that game changer. Personal development is that which will change the game in any aspect of your life, because for any area of life where you desire to become successful, all you need to do is to get the knowledge in that area, act on the knowledge, be consistent in that, and before you know it, you are coming out on the other side. But a lot of people have understood the importance of personal development, yet they are not able to be the best version of themselves. They are not able to maximize their possibilities in life because there is an aspect of personal development that has not been fully understood by many. And that is the core of what I want to drop for you today. Now listen. When we talk about personal development, a lot of people only think about it with reference to acquiring knowledge and increasing their intellectual capacity. But that's not all there is to personal development. If you are going to maximize your possibilities in life, you need to go into what I call holistic personal development. And to understand holistic personal development, you need to understand the holistic you. Now, everyone listening to me right now, wherever you are all over the world, you can be the best version of yourself. You can maximize your possibility. But one thing you need to do is make personal development a major part of your life. And once you go into holistic personal development, it will play a major role in you being the best version of yourself. Go and become.
The word fruitful, write it down, it means productive. Be productive. God's first command to humans is be productive. That means produce something. Poverty is the absence of self-production. Could have been given to the poor. His answer was, the poor you always have with you. Now, when I looked at the word poor there, it shocked me. It doesn't mean those who lack. It means non-productive ones. The first command of God is produce. Poverty is when you stop producing. And by the way, stay with me here. God said to Adam, be fruitful. God never gave Adam a chair or a table. He hid them in the trees. God never gave man shoes. He hid them in the cows. God never built a building before. He hid the buildings in the dirt, in the concrete. He hid the cars in the ore, in the mountains. Be fruitful. Be productive. The future of Australia is not in America or England. It's in Australia. The capacity to produce is right here. Poverty is a lack of creativity, not a lack of resources. There is no crisis except a crisis of creativity. No money has left the planet. No matter what they say around the world, no money went to the moon, no money went to Mars. It's all still here. And it will be attracted to creativity, because crisis creates creativity and innovation. It is those who are productive that will attract resources.
You must have product or service. I give you an example. When you go to Forbes and they tell you Elon Musk is the richest man in the world, they will tell you the service is rendering to mankind and the product is delivering to his generation. Am I talking to someone here? Bill Gates is the richest man in the world. Microsoft. They will tell you exactly the value they have added to humanity. They will tell you Aliko Dangote is the richest man in Africa. They will tell you about Smith. They will tell you about sugar. They will tell you about the product. The question is, I have prayed for you. I have prophesied on your head. What product and service do you have that God will now stand upon to bring to pass this prophecy? So, no matter the prophecy and amen, if you don't have product, you don't have service, you are a comedian.
Over the week, I made a post on my Facebook. I asked them this interesting question. I said, if you could have all the capital that you need, what business would you actually do? And interestingly, 300 people responded. It will interest you to know that most of the businesses that we think are businesses are not really businesses. And I'll come to this in a minute. That most businesses, most people call businesses, are not really businesses. They are just jobs people have created for themselves. Jobs people have created for themselves and they call a business. The aim of a business should be that a business should grow. Otherwise, you should just get a job. If all your business can do is to get you money to be able to feed you, and for the next 5-10 years, the business stays the same, and you are only able to feed yourself, it's respectable. It is better than a job. I agree. Better, always better than a job. Always better than a job, because then you are your own boss. You are doing things on your own. You are feeding yourself. You don't have to count, and you can't get fired anytime. So it is always better than a job. But the aim of every business is that the business should actually grow. At the end of every month, maybe a month is too much. Let's say at the end of every year, the business should be actually worth more than it was last year. So if maybe you were doing a cocoa joint, at the end of the next year, the business should actually have money in the bank. That is as a result of the business's operation for the entire year. Or you should have 2 cocoa joints. At least you know that the business is growing on its own. It is not just that you work, you have a business where you operate to feed yourself. You repeat the same thing, feed yourself, the next day, you might as well get a job. So it's the same thing. So most of the businesses, they are not scalable business. They are not businesses that you can actually grow. They are not businesses. You can't grow them.
So anyone that wants to create wealth should realize that money only flows in exchange for value. Okay. Money flows in exchange for products and services. Money is a reward for solving a problem. Yeah. So look at the environment you are in. What are the problems that you can solve? Solve the problem, money will come, and you create wealth by managing the money that comes to create other money. So people should realize that, there's what we call a herd mentality, like a bandwagon effect. When everybody's going in one direction, everybody just go into the same direction. And at the end of the day, within few years, you see that the whole thing is messed up. So I believe very strongly that those that want to build lasting wealth and make lasting impact should identify their gifts, their talent, and their potentials, should spend time to develop themselves to become skillful, and then deploy it with the mindset of impact, and money will flow as a result of that. Because if you go out looking for money, money has wings. It can fly away. But if you go out looking for impact, money will continue to come, because money is just a reward for the problems that you solve and for the value that you offer. You see, in the pyramid of wealth,
Yes.
you have 5 sets of people.
Okay.
The first set of people you have are what we call people that are in financial crisis.
Financial crisis.
They are at the bottom of the triangle. They are in financial crisis. Nothing is working. They don't even, some of them don't even have job. They are begging. They go, Gen 2K, help me.
Yes,
Can I say my account number?
Mm.
Poor people. But next to that are people that are in what we call financial instability. They are not in crisis. Some of them work, but maybe they earn 50,000. By the end of the month, they have borrowed 20,000. So by the time they collect the next 50, they return. So the money they take home cannot take them home. They are making money, but the money is not enough for what they need. So they are unstable. Because money is coming, but it's not enough. So maybe you sell market today, tomorrow you didn't sell market. So they are unstable. Then there is the third set of people. They are in what we call financial stability. Now, these are people that we call middle class, lower upper class.
Yes.
They are working, they have good salaries, the money can take care of them, they have a house, they might even be landlord, they have cars, they travel abroad, their children are in private school. These people are financially stable. Okay. But they are the most deceived set of people in that triangle. You know why?
Deceived.
Yeah, they are deceived because they think that all is well, but all is not well. Because one major thing about them is the reason why they are stable is because they have a good source of income. But the day they lose their job, in 3 months they are poor.
They are good. They have gone down.
So you see a lot of all these people that you say these are big boys, they are just poor people. Why? Because once they lose their job now, in 90 days they are poor.
Yes.
Because everything that they are having is based on the income that is coming. So every month maybe they earn 3.5 million, 5 million, 6 million a month.
Yes.
So they can even have a house, they are paying mortgage, or they even buy a house or build over time. They have cars, they are traveling abroad, their children, they have some money in their account, so they think that they are big. But let one crisis hits them, they are back to instability. Let them lose their job, they are back to instability.
Wow.
Then we now have the people that are in financial independence.
Okay.
That is when you start talking wealth. So you see, at that time, you are talking about, at that point, when you are in financial independence, you have come to a point where you have enough assets that the money that is flowing from the assets can take care of everything you need and more. So you work, money is coming. Do you understand now? So you are now in financial independence. But there's another realm ahead of that, is called financial freedom.
Wow.
So when you now enter financial freedom, it means that it's not only about you. If you decide to take care of 1,000 people every month, because life is all about impact. You start out with survivor, you become successful, then you move to significance. But in order for you to come out of survivor, you must have significance mindset at the point of survivor. That's what takes you to success.
Wow.
So those are the things that a lot of people don't understand. So when you get to financial freedom, it's not about, because life is about impact. You are too small to be the purpose of God for your life. How many cars can you drive? How many clothes can you have? So really, life is about impact. Money is a reward for solving a problem, and money is a tool for the fulfillment of purpose. So money is nothing but a tool to make impact. So at that point, that's why you have rich people today that have foundations giving billions away, and they are still rich. Why? Because they are in financial freedom. So, but a lot of people are struggling. They are at the survival level, and they want to blow. But you see, the reason why they cannot become significant is because you don't blow, you grow. When you are struggling, at that struggling time, you must not have survival mentality. You must have significance mentality.
Survival and significance.
Yes. Even though you don't have money, you are poor, you are jobless. Your mindset should be, I want to make an impact. I want to make a difference. I want to be significant, not I want to make money. It is when you are now making impact, being significant, that you will come out of survivor and become successful.
How can you become significant without trying to make money?
That is the problem. You are not supposed to be looking for money. You are supposed to be looking for problem to solve and impact to make. You see, value is meeting need, solving problem, answering question. So I'm a poor man. I live in a face where I face you. I'm squatting with 3 people. I don't even have money to buy toothpaste. I'm jobless. But in my mind, I want to make impact. So on that, in that compound, when is that? We need somebody to volunteer to go and be paying NEPA bill for us. So, since I'm available, I will do that. You are making impact. We need to do roster to sweep. Some people will sweep in the morning. You say, no problem. When it's your turn to sweep, you sweep. On the street, they say they need people for vigilante that will wait from 3 to 6 a.m. 2 hours every night. You volunteer. Why? You don't have money. You are a poor man, but you are making impact. Because you may not have money, you have brain. You may not have money, you have time. You may not have money, you have energy. You may not have money, you have life. But people, I can't come and keep myself. I beg. That's why you are still poor. Because nobody will know your value if you don't offer it. It is as you are doing that without money. Say, okay, all of you that have been volunteering. One day somebody will now come and say, who are the people? Say, okay, who are the people that have been doing this job? They are volunteers. I say, what do they? We don't pay. They say, okay, let me give them this money. Oh, you don't have a job? Come and work here. That's how it starts. But because we are always thinking survival, I can't come and kill myself. Have you ever asked yourself, why are people at the bus stop and at the garages? They say they are area boys, they are garage boys, and they are there all their life begging for money. 10 years later, they are still there. 15 years, they are still there.
They're still there. Why?
Do you think that's their destiny? It's because they are thinking survival. I just want to eat. I just want to eat. Once they start thinking significance and they start thinking impact, they will not be there for too long.
What do you think?
Now, you have now realized, look at what happened in COVID, look at what happened in America. We have now realized that whether it's America, South Africa, Brazil, London, there is riot everywhere. Human beings are the same. Human beings are the same. So it's not about, but anywhere in the world, principles are universal. Anybody that came out of problem, they have to change their mindset first. True change begins from the inside. You must change inside before there can be external change. The problem is we are looking for change externally. We are not ready to change. And that's a major problem. So,
what are the 5 steps? Because what the whole of this and I'm seeing here now is mindset reform. What are the 5 steps people can begin to reform their mindset in order to begin to come out of poverty or things like that?
Okay, well, if you tie it to poverty, then it will be a different answer. If you tie it to life in general, it will be a different answer. So let me try and merge things up. For anybody in this world to become the best version of themselves, number one, it begins with a desire to be different.
Desire to be different.
You must have a desire that, look, I want to be different. I don't want to be like everybody else. I want to make a difference. I want to make impacts. I want to be a solution. I want to be an answer. It is that desire that will make you to begin to now find out what you need to do. So that desire leads to information. You now need to have the right information. What do I need to do? Who do I need to become? How do I need to operate? Then that will now lead you to the sacrifice that is required. Because you can never win a prize for a price you did not pay.
I never win a prize for a prize you didn't pay.
So there is a prize to win for every price that is paid. If I pay for transport, I get a seat on the car. If I pay for food, I get a plate of. So you have to pay to win. So that third level is, I have a desire to make a difference. I'll find out what I need to do and I'll start paying the price. You have to now pay that price. Everything meaningful requires a sacrifice. You have to be ready to make the sacrifice to do that. Then once you have gotten to that level where you are making sacrifice, you are beginning to make impacts. And then stay faithful and stay focused. Anything meaningful takes time to grow. Many times we are too much in a hurry. If you get crashed, you will crash land. If you appear before your time, you will disappear. So grow, take time, be focused, keep doing it. Many people you are having today, they've been there for 10 years, 15 years, 18 years. You want to graduate in January, marry in February, become a father in March, become a millionaire in June. It doesn't work like that. You have to go through the process so that you become the person that can manage what you are asking for. So that just stay consistent and then don't stop learning. Because the day you stop learning, you start dying. So in the world that we live in today, we have to learn, unlearn, and relearn continually.
So what are the process of learning and unlearning?
You see, when you talk about, I have said this over and over again, that if you are not informed, you will be deformed. If you are not inspired, you will expire. If you are not updated, you will be outdated. If you are not in the know, you cannot be in the flow. What you know determines how far you go. Those who know rule over those who do not know. So learning, unlearning, and relearning is you having a teachable spirit and having a willingness to continue to evolve and be a better version of yourself. Don't ever get to a point where you think you have arrived or you know it all. No, we don't know it all. Once you have that tabula rasa mindset, clean slate. Every time if I'm going into a place now that I've never been to before, I enter with a tabula rasa mindset. What did I enter with a mindset of, I don't know, what am I going to learn yet? So as I enter, I'll start learning from the decoration, from the way they do things. I'll start learning because I'm not going there thinking I know. If I'm about to meet somebody I've never met before, I go with the tabula and I say, we can go learn for this man. No. Let me go and learn. No. I'll go there. I'll be learning. I'll be picking things. By the time I leave, and I'm telling people, did you notice? How did you see that? It's because I went with an hunger.
As an entrepreneur, choosing the right industry is very, very critical. And there are many industries that we could get into, right? And sometimes I think we are overconfident as an entrepreneur, and we say we could go into any industry, sell any product, offer any service and provide solution, and we could be very successful doing that. I think that's simply not true. So today I'm going to share with you 9 industries that are most likely to make you a millionaire, and if that's your goal. There are many industries that you could get into. Now, I'm not talking about like gimmicks and tricks like cryptocurrency or winning the lottery. I'm talking about legitimate, proven industries that have created millionaires and billionaires. Industry number 1 that is most likely that will make you a millionaire, and that is financial services. Now, when I say financial services, I'm talking about the management of money, money lending, or management of assets. We're talking about the loan associations, banks, financial companies, insurance companies, brokerage. A lot of those firms are very, very wealthy because there's a lot of money in money. One of the things I've learned from one of my mentors, he said to me, Dan, don't ever forget, the money is in the money. There's a lot of money to be made just by managing, handling, investing money. Michael Bloomberg, former mayor of New York, became a billionaire by providing financial data to the financial industry. Industry number 2, technology. Now, you know the Google, the Facebook, the Apple, but we're talking beyond that. Think about traditional industries that you could go into, maybe by using technology, what you could do to disrupt that industry. And you can see that a lot. Now we call that disruptors, right? How could you use technology to make things more efficient? We're talking about robotics, we're talking about AI, we're talking about automation, we're talking about manufacture of these technology products, or even providing technology as service. Billions and billions and billions of dollars worth of value are going to be created in this particular sector. So, are you a technology entrepreneur? Industry number 3, health care. My mentor, Dan Pena, the $50 billion man, talks about this a lot, healthcare, because people are willing to spend a lot of money to live longer. So healthcare I'm referring to could be assisted living, senior homes, pharmaceutical, any products or services that will help people to live longer life and stay healthier. That's very, very good industry to get into. Industry number 4, real estate and construction. United Nations forecast predicts by 2025, the world's population will increase to almost 8 billion people. 8 billion people. By 2050, it would be almost 10 billion people. That's 10 million people on this little planet by 2050. Now, what does that mean? Where's the opportunity? We all need a place to sleep in, to play in, to entertain, to go to shop. Real estate and construction. Industry number 5, education. With all the changes, all the technological changes that are happening, knowledge becomes very, very critical. People want to learn, they want to equip themselves with skill sets, and that's the space that I am in the education and software space, because I could see the opportunity happening right now in front of us to connect individuals, people, professionals to 21st century skills and job opportunities. Now, within education, you could also have products and services and software that helps people in many different ways. So we have traditional education, but we also have alternative education, education outside of the school systems, right? And it doesn't always have to be academic. It could be other types of education that could help people to lead a better life. Education, huge business. Industry number 6, entertainment and recreation. Beyond than just education, people want to be entertained. In fact, people demand entertainment. You look at all these big companies getting into the entertainment industry. Now, what am I talking about? Movies, animations, productions, special effects. There's so many companies going into that industry. Amazon Prime, of course, you have Netflix, Hulu, right? Disney Plus. I could go on and on and on. Why? Because this is where we are going. Now, on the other hand, thinking about industries who help and facilitate this particular industry, but also we're talking about influencers, YouTubers, Instagrammers, right? Now, for the first time, you have people in that industry. Stand-up comedians could make millions doing that. Before you couldn't. Most of the time they struggle. But now we are in this age of people want entertainment. So if you can find a way to create a product or service or company around this to service this particular industry, or to service this demand, you could also make millions. Industry number 7, transportation. Now, human beings, we like to travel. As now with the internet, the more we see, the more we don't always want to be stuck in a house. We want to go out there and see things. So air transportation, aerospace, huge opportunities. But also think about now people buying online and shopping online. Where do you think the opportunity could be? Handling, shipping packages. I'm not just talking about FedEx or UPS or DHL. Think of something like Uber Eats. People like stuff being delivered to them as now people shopping more and more online. This is a huge industry just by being able to provide service or product. It could be as simple as providing software to help these companies to manage their inventory better, right? Or the shipping and handling better. That could be easily a multi-million-dollar business. Industry number 8, energy. Especially renewable energy. So going beyond than just oil and gas, now we're talking about solar or wind, right? So with billions and billions of people, we all need power. We need more power to power up our devices and our technology. So that's a huge industry. If you could come up with creative solutions that could solve this problem, not just millions, it could be billions of dollars. But you need to have certain team, you need to have an understanding of how this whole thing works, and you need to be able to work with government to how to execute this properly. But there's definitely a lot of money to be made in energy. Industry number 9, food. Now, with billions of people, not only we need power, right? We need a place to live in. We also need to eat. So in the food industry, that's not going to go away. With so many people on the planet, we need more cost-effective, more efficient way to create food, right? To produce food, to feed so many people. So what do we need to do? Again, maybe you can come up with some solutions that could go into these certain industries. And I'm not just talking about fast food, because with so many options, people want healthier choices as well. And to me, supplements, health type products, all those products fall into this category. If people are eating it and taking it to want to have a healthier life, yes, that falls into this as well. So those are the 9 industries that I believe that are most likely to make you a millionaire. But you need to also combine that with your skills, your background, and your know-how. Getting into the right industry is one thing, but you also need to be the right person in the right industry in order to make it big.
We were told that for us to be successful, we needed multiple streams of income. So I took that statement to heart. And for the past 4 years, combined with my teaching job, I bred dogs, I read rats, I did crypto, I did e-commerce, I did affiliate marketing, I did Amazon KDP, videography, and guess what? I failed. I failed so much that for me to afford to relocate to Delta, I had to sell all my camera gadgets. I was left with just my phone and laptop. I failed so much to the point that I came to Delta with 1 Ghana must go and 2 bags. So it was when I came, I had to sit down to take stock of my life, and I discovered that we have been lied to. For you to succeed in life as a starter, you don't need multiple streams of income. You need just one thing. I've discovered that it is men of one thing that change their world. So for you to be successful in life, you just need one thing, and you focus on that one thing and pursue after it. So I said to myself that I'm going to pursue after content creation, and I pursued for 6 months, and I'm not there yet, but I'm not where I used to be. So for you to be successful, you need one thing. Search for that one thing, stay on it. Perhaps tomorrow when it blossoms, you can do other things, but for now, stay on it.
Elle will recommend this exercise for you. It will greatly help you to fill your form correctly.
This is called mind storming, sort of like brainstorming. It's one of the most powerful creative thinking exercises ever discovered, and all it takes is a piece of paper, a pen, and a few minutes of your time. Once you've written down 20 answers, and you can write more answers if you like, but 20 is the minimum, go over your list and select one answer which you can implement immediately. The faster you implement this idea, the more ideas that will come to you. Ask yourself this question on a regular basis. What one problem, if I were to solve it, would have the greatest positive impact on my business? Or you can write, what one goal, if I were to achieve it, would have the greatest positive impact on my sales and profitability? Whatever your answer is to that single problem or question, write it down, develop 20 answers, and then take action.
Now you can fill your form. Good luck!